Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing my magical readathon TBR. So as most of you in the book community probably already know, G from Book Roast has actually remade her entire magical readathon. It used to be themed around Harry Potter, but because we don't really want to associate anything to do with Harry Potter now, or with J.K. Rowling, G actually created an entire new fantastical magical world to go with this new magical readathon. I was so impressed by her announcement video. I'll put it in the description down below so you guys can check it out as well. It is phenomenal. She put so much work into this. She had artists like come through and help make different graphics for it, and it just sounds so exciting. I'm very pumped for this readathon. The magical readathon, the original one, was actually the first readathon I ever took part in, so I'm really excited that she still wanted to do it but make it her own. And yeah, I'm really excited to do the different prompts. So the way this one works is you're kind of like following, we're all novices in this fantastical world, and we're following this path to get to the academy. And so to follow the path, there are 7 different prompts that you can do. Now you only need to do 2 of these prompts to actually succeed in getting to the academy, but I'm gonna be ambitious, and because I only read like 2 to 3 books in August, I'm gonna go hardcore and try and do all 7 prompts. Now, I'll probably choose a little bit lighter books than I did in August because those were chunkers, and I think that maybe I can do this if I like really try very hard. So I have my trusty list here that I wrote out, and I'm gonna go through the prompts with you guys and show you what I'm gonna read for them. So the first one is the Novice Path entrance, and so this is to choose a book with a map in it. So for this one, I chose Half a War by Joe Abercrombie because this is the final book in this trilogy that I have slowly been reading through. I started it, I think last year I started it, and I read the first 2 and they were so good, and so like I'm really excited to see what he has in store for the conclusion of this trilogy. I'll show you guys the map. I don't think it's that spoilery. So there's one map. I think there's only one. Oh, there's 2. And there's like the actual like world map. The other one was like a map of like one of the buildings or castles or something like that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this final book in this trilogy. It's just been such a fun ride. I guess like SparkNote's version of what this trilogy is about is, well, the first book is, it's kind of set in like medieval times, and there's fantastical elements to it. There's not really like a lot of magic in it, but it follows a main character who only has one working hand, and they are initially part of royalty, but then their family kind of gets betrayed, and so they have to go on from there trying to survive. And yeah, it's a really fun time. I really enjoyed it, and so I'm really excited to see how this trilogy is going to wrap up. Then we have the Ashtorn Tree, and so this is a book that keeps tempting you to pick up. And so this one has been tempting me for a while because I just really want to finish this series. And I don't know why I really haven't picked it up yet because it's pretty small, but it's Dispel Illusion by Mark Lawrence. This is the final book in this trilogy, and like these books are really small, so like I really don't know why I haven't picked it up, but I've been tempted to so that I could finish that trilogy, and now I'm going to. This series is a lot of fun. It follows a bunch of kids in the 80s. It's like a friend group. It's kind of like, it gives you like Stranger Things vibes, but mainly because it's a friend group that gets together to play D&D, and then some of the things that they notice in the real world are also like comparable to what's happening in their D&D game, and then things go from there. That's like a very brief synopsis of the first book, but this series has a lot of different like scientific elements to it. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the first 2, and so I'm excited to see how this wraps up in the 3rd book as well. Also, exciting note about this book, I actually got this for Marcus as a birthday present, and I got Mark Lawrence to sign it and say happy birthday from Eric and him, so that's very exciting. So yeah, I'm just really pumped about this. I'm pretty sure Marcus actually ended up buying the rest of these books because I only got him the 3rd book in the series. He didn't even have the first 2 yet, but I reached out to Mark, and Mark said that he had extra copies of this, so I got him this one. And then Marcus was like, well, now you just forced me to buy 2 more books. So I don't know if it was really a birthday present since he had to buy more, but I still think it's cool. So yeah. The next prompt is called Mist of Solitude. And so this is to read a standalone book. And so for this one, I'm choosing Game Changer by Neil Shusterman. I believe this is a standalone book. I hope so. My friend Neil recommended this to me, and he actually lent this copy of his book to me to read. He says it's really good. So essentially, I'm pretty sure this book is about a guy who is on a football team in high school, and he gets hit pretty hard. And so after he gets hit, he starts noticing like differences in his reality. And I think from there, he starts to discover that there are more than one reality or like dimensions. And so he's kind of like trying to figure out how to piece together his original dimension and get back to that. So I think that sounds like super captivating and a very interesting synopsis for a book. So I think that this will be good. I haven't read any of Neil Shusterman's works before, so this will be my first dive into his writing style, and I'm excited because I know that a lot of people really like his Scythe trilogy. So yeah, if that's any indication that this book is going to be good too, then I'm excited for it. Also, it's like a sci-fi, so I love sci-fi. I am probably going to like this book. The next prompt is Ruin of the Sky, and so this is to read a book with ghosts or supernatural elements in it. So for this one, I'm going to be reading The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas. Now, I'm going to read a synopsis of it because I don't even actually know what this book is about. I know that there's a ghost in it, and I read like a subtitle for it that said, Get Out meets Holly Jackson in this YA social thriller where survival is not a guarantee. And that sounds so good. So yeah, just from that, like I wanted to pick it up. But I'm going to read a synopsis now so we can both know what this book is about. So yeah, I'll just jump right into it. 16-year-old Jake Livingston sees dead people everywhere, but he can't decide what's worse, being a medium forced to watch the dead play out in their last moments on a loop, or being at the mercy of racist teachers as one of the few black students at St. Clair Prep. Both are a living nightmare he wishes he could wake up from, but things at St. Clair start looking up with the arrival of another black student, the handsome Alistair, and for the first time, romance is on the horizon for Jake. Unfortunately, life as a medium is getting worse. Though most ghosts are harmless, and Jake is always happy to help them move on to the next place, Sawyer Doone wants much more from Jake. In life, Sawyer was a troubled teen who shot and killed 6 kids at a local high school before taking his own life. Now, he's a powerful, vengeful ghost, and he has plans for Jake. Suddenly, everything Jake knows about Dead World goes out the window as Sawyer begins to haunt him. High school soon becomes a different kind of survival game, one Jake is not sure he can win. Okay, that sounds awesome. I'm like, now that I know what it's fully about, I'm so pumped to read this. Like, that sounds so much fun. Well, probably not very much fun for Jake since he's trying to survive, but like, it sounds like such a cool premise for a book. So like, I'm really excited. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a great read. Next up, we have Obsidian Falls, and so this is to read a thriller or a mystery. And so for this one, I'm going to read The Stranger Inside by Laura Benedict. And I believe I was gifted this book by an old coworker who actually passed away. So that is really unfortunate, and like that was really sad. But I remember that they gave me this book, and they thought that I would really like it. So I'm going to read it for them, and hopefully I do like it. And yeah, we'll see. So the back of the book says, there's a stranger living in Kimber Hannon's house. The man informs the police that he has every right to be there, and he has the paperwork to prove it. He tells Kimber that he knows something about her, and he wants everyone else to know it too. I was there, I saw what you did. These words reveal a connection to Kimber's distant past and dark secrets she left buried long ago. This trespasser isn't after anything as simple as her money or her charming craftsman bungalow. He wants to move into her carefully orchestrated life and destroy it. So that sounds very ominous. It sounds like it might be taking a new perspective on like a domestic thriller. So I'm excited to see where this book goes. I've never read anything by Laura Benedict, so this is a new author and a new thriller that I'm excited to partake in. I've been wanting to read some thrillers lately, and I usually fly through them really quickly, so I think this one will be a lot of fun. Then we have Tower of Rumination, and so this is to read a 5-star prediction. So I took a look at my 5-star predictions video from last year to see which books I haven't read. Spoiler, it's a lot of them. And I actually think I only read 1 or 2 books on that list. Anyways, so now I'm going to read another one, and that is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. This is the UK copy because I bought this when I was over in, I believe it was Scotland or Ireland. One of the two places I got this book, and I have heard exceptional things about it. A lot of people love this book, and I've read The Cousins by Karen M. McManus, and I thought that one was pretty good. I think I gave it like a 3.5. So this one was her first one, I'm pretty sure, and everybody like talks about this one a lot more than the other books by her. So I think that it's going to be good. I'm really excited. I think this is kind of like a twist on like Breakfast Club, except one of the students is murdered and they're all like in detention together. I don't know. I'm going to read the back for you guys just to make sure, because I feel like I could be like messing that up. So 5 students walk into detention, only 4 leave alive. Yale hopeful Bronwyn has never publicly broken a rule. Sports star Cooper only knows what he's doing in the baseball diamond. Bad boy Nate is one misstep away from a life of crime. Prom queen Addie is holding together the cracks in her perfect life. And outsider Simon, creator of the notorious gossip app at Bayview High, won't ever talk about any of them again. He dies 24 hours before he could post their deepest secrets online. Investigators conclude it's no accident. All of them are suspects. Okay, so yeah, pretty much like The Breakfast Club, but with murder. And like, who wouldn't want to read that? So I'm really excited. I think this is definitely going to be a 5 stars. Also, sprayed edges, pretty. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one, and I think I'm going to fly through it. And then the last prompt is Orleum Academy, and so this is to read a book with a school setting. And so for this one, I'm going to read Silent Screams by Zachary Ryan. He has been sending me his books ever since he sent me the first High School Queens book. And I have like loved his dramatic, sassy writing style. And it's phenomenal. Although this is one of his more serious topic books, he told me that this one is not going to be sassy like the others. So just be prepared for that. This book is actually dealing with a group of friends following a school shooting and how they are dealing with the trauma that they went through. And it's not the happiest of school setting books to be reading, but I still believe that it's an important book to read because this happens all over the country and all over the world. And it's very unfortunate that things like this do happen. And so it's going to be interesting to see like how it is viewed from this group of friends in this book and how they deal with the trauma they've gone through. So this is what I'll be reading for that prompt. And those are all the books I'm going to be reading for the Magical Readathon of 2021. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are going to be participating in the Magical Readathon this year and how excited you are about G's new thing that she's done and just like what you're going to be doing. I'm so excited. I think this is phenomenal, and I think we should really support G because she put so much effort into remaking this whole readathon for everybody that's included, and she just did a lot to make this happen. So yeah, definitely let me know if you guys are going to be participating and what you're going to be going for. I also skipped over this whole thing, but there's like, you can do different races and they have different prompts for each like race you choose. So there's like elves, dwarves, all sorts of like fantastical races. So all the information will be in G's video. So if you check that out in the description, then you can go like see for yourself what everything is about. But yeah, definitely like I encourage you to participate and let's make this happen. And now for our independent bookstore shout out.
Okay guys, so for today's independent bookstore, it's for Lucky's, and this is a bookshop in Vancouver, British Columbia. So this bookshop, I'm pretty sure originally started as like a comic book store, and now they have like all sorts of things in it. So this is their store. This is their front window of the display. I think that's really awesome. I love it. So yeah, they're in British Columbia, and they have graphic novels and comics as their main thing. So if you ever need some graphic novels, you can go check out this place. Like I haven't even heard of half of these graphic novels. So that's really cool. I like new graphic novels. I like graphic novels in general. So this place sounds awesome. But yeah. And then they also have a bargains and sales area where you can find all the cheap stuff. These are sales? Holy. They're pretty expensive sales to me, but still cool. Yeah, so let's see. What else do they have? Other stuff. They got Pokemon cards. Oh my god, I used to have the handbook when like they originally came out, and it was awesome. I carried that thing with me everywhere. So they have cards. Oh, they got like cool games, puzzles. This is really cool. Yu-Gi-Oh cards, man, that takes me back. Anyways, this place is awesome. You should go check them out at luckies.ca.
If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Coffee page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as a link to buy my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you get notified when I post new videos. I post my videos on Mondays and Thursdays. And until next time, keep on reading.